Hello, and welcome back to World's Worst Bourbon Channel. With the 250th birthday of America soon upon us, pretty much every distillery out there is doing some form of a 250th themed whiskey release. Some decide to take it further, like Green River's 250th Army release. So it's inevitable that we'll see releases related to historical figures from that era. And that brings us to George Washington, founder of the USA, inventor for over 300 uses of peanuts, who also happened to own one of the largest distilleries in the country at that time. In our modern era, you might think I'm talking about the George Washington Distillery that was created back in 2007 at Mount Vernon, the home of George Washington. You know, the one using wood-fired copper pot stills to distill a rye whiskey based on traditional 18th century methods and using the mash bill right out of George Washington's own ledgers. But alas, no. I'm talking about the just released Bellerio Bourbon's Washington Recipe rye whiskey. And as you can imagine, something named Washington's Recipe rye whiskey should obviously be a rye whiskey using Washington's recipe, because that's how one would properly honor his legacy. The guy that ran one of the most successful distilleries of his era and the first president of the United States. Yeah, but alas, the folks over at Bellerio Bourbon took a look at that 65 rye, 35 corn, and 5 malted barley mash bill and said, "You, George Washington, that's going to be too spicy." They threw some wheat in there and then started telling everyone, and I quote, "It's a project rooted in history, patience, and respect for tradition." And yet, I am the worst.